Different profiles as well, Anthony, educating Rita, who's not won so far this season, up against Classy Owl, who's got a couple of wins already this season. Let's start with Classy Owl, both joint favourites on 5-2. Of course, the older half-brother to American Affair, and carries that £4 penalty for a narrow defeat to Ayr on Monday.
He does. He's a horse that brings plenty of experience into the race. He's a 7-year-old now. That win at Ayr on Monday was his 6th win of his career. Never won off a mark as high as 71, but that didn't stop Spanish Hustle in our previous race of define that statistic. He's a previous winner at the track as well. He's fairly versatile ground-wise, and he beat his stablemate early in the week. That was Eternal Sunshine. Yeah,
Jim Goldie in great form at the moment, and he was saying his son George saying Classy Owl would never win anywhere away from Ayr. Well, he did win here 2 runs back, and then he won at Ayr again. He's got 5 wins to his name at Ayr. Educating Rita, Mark, who's saying completely different profile, never got involved at York last time and has been dropped a couple of pounds.
Yeah, that's right. She's the only 3-year-old in the lineup. She began a 3-year-old campaign off a mark of 83. She's down to 77, twice a winner last year, including at Hamilton. She appreciates cutting the ground, and this represents a drop in grade. Those 3 defeats this year have all come in better races than this, basically 0 to 85s, drops into a 0 to 80 here. Yard are in better form than when she was racing earlier in the season as well, so be no surprise if she got back on track here. As I said, drop down in the ratings, got her conditions, Yard in good form, and should get a good toe into the race, I thought, from the likes of Parisiac and possibly Jojo Rabbit.
Monk's Dream's been doing all his racing so far this season in the all weather. He's a 3-time winner at Newcastle over 5 and 6 furlongs. He's never won on tough yet.
No, he's had the 5 tries so far. He's 0 from 5 on the turf, 3 from 10 on the all-weather, £7 lower on the grass as well, so we'll see if he can make the most of the opportunity. He comes here on the back of a good run in the Gosforth Park Cup, 3rd behind Paddy's Day, beating a length. If he could reproduce that on turf, he'd be tough to beat, but so far he hasn't managed it.
Parisiac's won a couple of races so far this season, 1 here over course and distance, 1 at Ayr last time when he went to post early, and he's gone to post early again tonight.
Yeah, and for a horse who's pretty exposed nowadays, he's a 6-year-old, 8 times winner. He's been really consistent in his last half a dozen starts. He's picked up prize money on each occasion, including 2 wins. Last time out he beat Opal Storm, that was at Ayr over 5 furlongs. You'd say for 5 he's probably more of his trip. He appreciates cutting the ground, and he's 1 from 6 plus 2 places at the track.
You think he'll have his own way in front tonight?
He could do. Jojo Rabbit could take him on, and conceivable that his stablemate 7 Seas could take him on. So I don't think he'll necessarily have an easy time, no.
That takes us to Jojo Rabbit, who's got a fair bit of winning form. Won already this season at Ripon, last month to be precise.
He did, yeah, that's right, where he beat Heracles. He won narrowly that day. Hasn't backed it up in 2 runs since at Thurston at Doncaster, but 5 furlongs appears to be his trip as his first run at Hamilton.
And what about Kaya Fraser after ending that lean spell in our previous race? Can he bounce straight back into the winner's enclosure on 7 Seas?
Probably needs to step forward, but he's low mileage for Ruth Carr. He's only had the 3 starts. A winner early in the season for Stuart Williams. Needs to step up on his last run. That was at Wolverhampton. That was over 6. Return to 5 will almost certainly suit, though.
Michael Dodd's here tonight, the trainer of Educating Rita. I see she's got an entry in a few days' time at Doncaster.
Yeah, which we'll obviously see how she gets on, but I think she's definitely a better filly with cutting the ground. So there's a rain around, isn't there, in the next few days as well? So that would suit.
I think you and I are singing from the same hymn sheet here.
I think so, Gordon. Yeah, we'll see if we're right or wrong.
It looks as if Monk's Dream is one of those that's going to be last to come forward, Stephen, for the penultimate race of the night.
Thanks, Gordon. Yeah, she's completing the lineup, Monk's Dream. Ready to go. Racing. Half over 5 furlongs here for the book tickets for Ladies' Night at hamiltonpark.co.uk handicap. Classy L is at the back of the field early on, having been the slowest away, but Jojo Rabbit out very quickly and leads the field under Jason Hart. Orange and white colours of Parisiac towards the right. Classy L building up ahead of steam, coming down the hill, and has now come to join issue on the left. They're followed through by Educating Rita. Held up behind them, Monk's Dream in the pink and dark blue, and 7 Seas in the red, white and blue. They're already coming down to the final 2. Classy L has a narrow lead. Ears flat back from Jojo Rabbit. Educating Rita. Switching towards the far side. Then Parisiac 7 Seas. Mugstream now trying to finish on the stand side. Classy L still in front from Educating Rita and Jojo Rabbit as they drive for the line. Classy L responding well from Educating Rita. Jojo Rabbit trying to close again, but Classy L has won again. Follows up the victory at Ayr earlier in the week. Close second, Jojo Rabbit, Educating Rita. They were followed by Mugstream, Parisiac and 7 Seas.
Running for the 45th time in his career. He's never won races back-to-back. And that's an extraordinary performance from a real headstrong horse. He is not an easy ride. Lauren Young did well aboard him at Ayr on Monday to get up to beat stable companion Eternal Sunshine. Paul Mulrennan was on the second that day. He's missed the break today. He's taken off. He's led after about a furlong and a half going into the dip, running freely in front. And still hangs on, Mark.
Yeah, he's done well to win, considering all that, hasn't he? Because he's sort of bolted his way to the front. Even now, he certainly hasn't settled, but he's just found enough. Lauren Young did a really good job on him to win at Ayr early in the week and a hold-up ride. And totally different circumstances today with Paul Mulrennan on board. So he's done really well to see out the race. Educating Rita, she's come with a strong challenge on the far side. She's had every chance. Jojo Rabbit rallies, but just the winner just had enough in reserve.
Classy Owls confirmed the winner. We knew that. Jojo Rabbit's got second. Educating Rita in third place. Monkstream was fourth. But just look how keen and free this horse is. If we could even harness that a bit more. I mean, that's the 7th race he's won. Yeah. I mean, you know, I think that's the way he is.
Yeah, I mean, the way the race was run early on, getting a toe into the race off the likes of Jojo Rabbit, that would have brought out the best in him. So for him to do that, bolt his way to the front, still find a bit in reserve late on, it's a fair effort.
And he wins by half a length in the end, defies the 4.